Welcome back, everybody, to Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, as always, Jeremy, here for another epic night. And I'm not even fucking giving us that tonight, but, man, we've been falling to pieces on this show lately, waiting for the next throw to come. Because, I am the thriller of it in vanilla, but we need a real thrower to come to this show. And no, Chancey, not you. Shut up. But, uh, beat it, boy. Beat it. I don't need to hear about your damn woodpecker from Mars. I really don't. I know it's what you call it. I know it's what you call it. You want me starting something with that damn thing. Uh, fucking zombie eating fucking woodpeckers. But you all know my co-host here, Chancey motherfucking Greif.
Hi.
And that's right, folks. We're back once again with a new guest and 3 semi-new albums. We'll get to that in a minute, but our guest today is DPB.
Yeah. What's up?
Artist in the rap game for the last 30, 40 years, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And an ordained minister, which I love that combo. It's always a good combo. So, I mean, hey, if the justice of the peace that married me could have rapped the whole thing, I would have been in heaven. So, I mean,
sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. But, so, I mean, that's a good combo to me. But how you doing tonight, DDP?
I am doing great. I almost was getting ready to cancel because I got a bad news. On Sunday morning, my father passed away. But we gonna go through this. We gonna get it through. Come on, we're gonna get it. But
well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Very sorry to hear that.
All good, man.
Very sorry to hear that. But yeah, well, at least we have some good music to talk about. Take your mind off it for at least an hour. So.
Yeah, that's what I came on. Let's go.
Well, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your music career first before we get into the albums we brought, just so they know who you are if they don't already.
Okay, I'm DPB. Of course, in the rap game, being in it so long, I probably went through like 4 or 5 different names. So before I started doing it for God, that's when I opened up for Salt and Pepper, Kumo D. I mean, it was a whole different type of era back then. And when God changed my life, that's when I switched over to DPB type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's actually my initials, David Paul Brooks, but it's supposed to have a deeper meaning. Destiny, purpose, blessed. My job is people find the destiny and purpose. That's how they're going to be blessed. So I make that type of music to where people find purpose in whatever they're doing.
Oh shit! I mean, honestly, you're actually not the first Christian religious rapper we've had on before. Okay. We had another one. I don't think he's, nowhere near as long in the game and as famous as you. Nowhere near, but still. Because but, so, he brought on an artist named Lecrae.
Okay.
And, we got a little bit of a taste of, Christian rap, real Christian rap, not the ICP Christian rap I like to listen to, but that's a whole nother game. But, yes, they are Christian rap, Chance. Don't give me that freaking look.
I'm just sitting here, man. I'm just listening to you talk.
Well, tell me, DPB. I keep wanting to say DDP, and I don't know why.
Everybody does it too, though. They always mess up the initials, man. You know how I tell folks they'll never forget it? David Peanut Butter. They'll never forget it because I like peanut butter. So David Peanut Butter. So they'll never forget it from after that.
Well, DPB, what album did you want to bring us, and why do you want to bring this one?
3DPB, right? It's because it's my last album that I've actually did, but Undefeated is getting ready to be released. The album Undefeated, but because it's not released, I had to go back to the last album. But there's a lot of big songs on that 3DPB. So that's the reason why I brought it to you.
That's not the album I was told you were bringing from your agent guy.
It was Undefeated?
No, he said you were going back to a classic from a certain.
What did he What did he say? What did he say? I don't even know.
From what I was told, he said you wanted to bring Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, you talking about that, not my stuff.
No, 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 no. I actually didn't have a chance to check out your stuff at all yet today.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going.
I'm thinking that he's talking about. Yeah, I wanted to bring Michael Jackson, and yeah, I wanted to bring Michael Jackson. Thriller, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah, Michael Jackson, Thriller, for sure.
Oh, that's great. This is we're gonna have to ad lib. We're gonna have to ad lib. It's all ad libs. It's gonna. Oh no.
Well, oh, okay. Well, no. I mean, not with that album, because who the hell hasn't heard Thriller before? So I mean, it would have been easy to get through that. I mean, shit.
Right,
It's a
right.
and well, it's funny because when Mike told me that's the album you wanted to bring, because like he asked me, he's like, can he bring his own music or can he bring something that really like it meant a lot to him? And I'm like, he can do either. We've had artists bring on their own music all the time. I'm like, he can do either.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants to bring, he could bring. And he said back, he's like, Michael Jackson Thriller. I'm like, all right, cool. Didn't even
We
think
can go
about
to
it at
off
first.
the wall if you want to. We can go. Like I've been a Michael Jackson fan since a kid, and there's a reason why I am, not because of Thriller, it's because I grew up with Michael Jackson. And
Of course.
when my dad left, he came back when I was 5 years old, and he gave my brother a Ben album, and
Mm.
and then he left. So the way I was going to remember my dad was that Ben album, and every time Michael Jackson released something or the Jackson 5, that's why I followed him. So it's any album. I just used Thriller because I was like, I wasn't expecting somebody to say, we gonna dissect an album or something. So I was like, okay.
Oh, I mean, trust me, it's an easy album to
Yeah, it's true.
dissect. It's only like 8 tracks, so it's pretty damn easy. And I mean, the fact that it actually is the first CD that I ever let make a second appearance on this show, because I'm like, you know what? Because I didn't even think about that day. I just saw that. I'm like, oh shit, all right, I'll get our albums in a minute. A minute turned to 2 days later, and as I'm thinking about my album, I'm like, wait a minute, hasn't somebody brought Michael Jackson Thriller on before? And I'm like, oh, okay, oh well, it's
What
Michael
about Off
Jackson
the
Thriller.
Wall?
I think someone did bring that one too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I mean, I was just updating our list of albums earlier today, but
Bad.
I think,
Good on the line, bad. Dangerous.
but nah, I mean, we could talk about Thriller again. I mean, Thriller's phenomenal album. We can talk about that. We can talk about that all we want. I mean, there's a reason I let people again, because normally I would have went back to him and been like, oh, that's already been brought on. He's gonna need to pick something else. But it was Thriller, so I was like, all right, you know what? If we're finally gonna have an album on for a second time, why not let it be this one? Because it's one of the best albums ever made. So
For sure. Yeah.
makes sense. So, of course, I love it because it's freaking Thriller. Thriller's incredible. It's
Yeah.
every song on it is freaking amazing.
I don't want to alarm you, but tornado sirens are going off. They're telling everybody to get to the basement.
So you coming to the basement?
I'm coming to the basement.
So let's come into the basement then. All right. The tornado warning. So we got
Warning. There's one on the ground.
there's one on the ground. We good.
Oh no.
Come on, you can go ahead though.
Yeah. I mean, this is what happens when you talk about Michael Jackson.
I can see.
Shit
I can
starts
see.
happening.
He called.
But
Is your phone going
I
off?
mean,
yeah, my phone's going off.
as I just said, I love this album, but I'm pretty sure my co-host does too. But I'll let him talk about it for a second.
Okay.
Oh, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about the album. Like, and if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even have to listen to the album in order for me to already know what my top 5 was gonna be.
Wow.
Just right out the gate, just bang, 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 bang. I mean, it has like, honestly, it has probably 4 out of my favorite 5. 4 of my favorite songs that he did came from that album. I grew up. That was like one of the first music videos that I ever actually watched because it had that really long video from like back in the late 80s. And when they did that top 500 or top 100 videos of all time or whatever it was on MTV, then it was number 1.
Mhm.
I was pretty stoked about that, and I was always a huge Vincent Price fan. So like, when he told me that it was coming back, like I kind of thought to myself, I was like, I thought that had been here before, but I was like, I don't care. It wouldn't be beyond either one of us to have actually let that one slip by and not have had it on before. We've had great albums that have completely been off the radar, and then somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna bring this one, and like, how's this not been on here yet?
I mean, yeah, trust me. Like the first time that somebody brought, what was the last time I that? Oh yeah, when someone wanted to bring Ziggy Stardust from David Bowie a couple weeks ago, I was like, how has this not been on yet? I'm like, this is like, I think it's our first Bowie album. So I'm like,
It
oh shit,
was.
it was, and I mean that's sad because this is actually our 88th regular episode. So I mean, we're getting close to 100. So I mean, which we got some special stuff planned for that, folks. Stay tuned. Another 12 weeks or so. We'll see. Working on it. But I mean, 88th regular episode. I mean, and that's 3 times 88, whatever the hell that is. I can't do that on the top of my head right now. But it's got to be like 200 something, I think. But Jancy, use your math. But so I mean, the fact that no one has tried to bring this album twice, a second time even, it's been always been amazing to me. So that's why I wanted to let you bring it. But what are your top 5 songs off of Thriller? That's what I'm kind of curious about because this is where opinions always differ.
Okay. I'll start it with Billie Jean. Beat It. And it's crazy because I didn't even like Thriller until I seen the video. It's funny because like the video always made the song better.
Yeah, it does.
Because Mike, when you listen to Off the Wall, he never did music like that for Thriller. Like, so it was different type of music, especially being part of the Black community. That wasn't what we knew of Michael Jackson. You see what I'm saying? So, like Human Nature, we used to Human Nature, like that type of thing, or Lady in My Life. That was really big. You know what I'm saying? So, those are my. Oh, daggone, I forgot Wanna Be Starting Something too. But it wasn't. It was like that wasn't a big song until it's like one of them things that grow on you. Like almost all the songs grew on you. But Billie Jean, because of the blocks, him walking on the blocks on MTV,
Yep.
Beat It, the whole gang thing, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing, it was just different, and the dancing. So it's like, man, Michael Jackson's coming. And so every time he released something else, you know, even though the first song was The Girl Is Mine, that came off of that album, he just wasn't using that. That's Paul McCartney. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, Michael Jackson is going to a whole nother level with it. But you never expected it. The reason why I say Billie Jean, because that Motown 25 was amazing. The next day, everybody in school had a glove on. The next day, everybody, like it changed everything the day after watching that on Motown 25. So that really catapulted Michael Jackson to another, because nobody never seen the moonwalk. Even though we seen Breaking, and we seen, it was just like Michael Jackson did it, it's new. Even though we seen it in Breaking, Beat Street, all the other things, you know, it was just like Michael Jackson did it. It's something. And don't you know, we all were trying to do the moonwalk. We were always trying to do the leg thing that he was doing in that, and it was just. And it's funny because ever since then, I went every talent show I did Michael Jackson in one.
Sure. Nice.
And it was kind of cool. From that point on, it's just like I used to do Michael Jackson real good, but I'm too old to do it now. But my sons and everybody do it now. So when we do concerts, my son will do Michael Jackson.
No, don't get me wrong. I was 100% that fat white kid trying to moonwalk across the kitchen floor. But don't get me wrong. I 100% was that once I started seeing. Once my parents bought me that first DVD of Michael Jackson videos, like that's all it took. Like that's all it took. But and it's you know it's funny though. Everybody wanted to wear that one glove until about 8 years later. Then they're like, okay, OJ happened. We can't wear the glove anymore. Like, nope. That just killed that fashion trend. But so I mean,
killed a lot more in a fashion trend.
Oh
yeah,
but
we're jacket. Not... He had to, like, you know, if you had the Thriller jacket, you was big. If you had that tag, you got that. You know, it was hard to get that beaded jacket, even though they made a fake one.
Oh, I'm sure there was knockoff ones. I have no doubt in my mind on that one. But,
oh, for sure. You see one in Crocodile Dundee when the infamous, you know, that's not a knife scene. One of the guys that are trying to mug him's wearing one of the knockoff Beat It jackets.
Look at that.
Oh shit, that's nice.
Nice.
My manager, who's sitting right down here with me, is actually bought that for me for my birthday. Got all the Jackson 5 autographs and everything on
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm a big time Michael Jackson fan, period. So that was like probably one of the greatest gifts I ever got. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with him. And then you had, yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Now, Chancey says he may not have listened. He didn't listen to this album again. I had to throw it on just because I was listening to another album before for the show, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I got a little bit of a ride home still. Let's throw on some Michael Jackson. And I'm like, I just threw it on for shits and giggles, and like, cause I know all the songs by now, and it's just, I mean, it's damn. Every time we say Michael Jackson, a damn tornado comes. What is this, The Wiz?
It's saying tornado hit the ground. That's what that means. But I ain't worried about
it. It ain't nothing, but I mean, my top 5 in this. I think I wanted to go back today and listen to the original episode that it was on, just so I could hear my top 5 change, but I just didn't have time today, so didn't get a chance to do that. But I think it did change slightly, because I mean, for my number 5, I definitely want to be starting something. It's just classic. It's amazing. Number 4, I mean, my number 4 is The Girl Is Mine, because I love Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson doing that shit together like that. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I've been a huge Beatles fan for a long time, and to hear him and Michael Jackson do something together like that is just freaking awesome. Yeah. And I mean, I just have to put together a bracket for future of top 100 Beatles songs, but Chancey's gonna love that one. We already know, but and of course, number 3 is Thriller, because I mean, the music video is everything for Thriller. Without the music video, and because the song they even have in the album is a little like the shortened version of it. It's not even the full version. Right. So it's just, I mean, they still put in the Vincent Price, which you gotta. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. The video is just amazing. I love all the replications of it in different movies and TV shows. Like, it's so funny. So Stalled. There's a hilarious zombie holiday movie called Stalled, and like at the one point, like when the guy's trying to escape from the zombies in his office building, like he actually starts doing the throw dance with them for like a hot second. It's hilarious, but. And of course, number 2 is Billie Jean, because that is one of the first videos by Michael Jackson I ever saw, was the light up freaking steps, and it was like, it wasn't even like it was that impressive because I didn't see it until the late '90s. So like there was better videos out there, like Freak on a Leash by then. Yeah. But I mean, still like it was just like a really cool video, and I still love that he's basically saying like, be careful, don't knock up chicks. So like, that's basically all he's saying the whole song. It's like, it's not my son, it's not mine. I swear. I didn't touch that girl. I didn't touch that girl. But and then my number 1, of course, is Beat It, because I mean, it's classic. Eddie Van Halen playing the fucking guitar, if I'm not mistaken, right, Chancey?
Yeah, that is correct.
And I mean. And of course, I can't listen to it without thinking of Weird Al's version, so that always kind of adds a little fun to it.
Of course, you just can't leave well enough alone. You were doing so well,
dude. I cannot hear "Beat It" without picturing Weird Al dancing in a fat suit saying "Eat It." Like,
yeah, that's true.
It cracks me up. It still cracks me up to this day. I mean, and I can see both those videos side by side in my head at all times when I hear that song. So it's classic. It's classic. But what were your top 5, Chancey?
So this is what's funny though. Your top 5 and my top 5 are all but exactly the same, except for the number 4 slot. For me, the number 4 slot was Pretty Young Thing.
Pretty Young Thing is a classic, but.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was like 5 is, want to be starting something. 4 was, PYT. 3 was Thriller. 2 was Billie Jean because of that sick fucking bass line. Oh, dude, come on. and then the fact that, Michael Jackson goes to lunch and then Eddie Van Halen finishes up the solo and he's just like, oh, I kind of just reconstituted the song real quick while you were gone. I hope you're not mad. And it's like, doesn't even ask for any money, doesn't do anything, forgets that he does it, and everybody in the band's riding around and one day and it's playing on the radio and they hear that guitar solo and they're like, is that you? And he's like, yeah. "Oh, you were on a Michael Jackson song? How much money did you get for it?" And he's like, "Nothing. I just did it." And they're like, "What? What are you doing?"
He didn't know that Michael Jackson was going to be that big, though. Like, you didn't. At that time, Michael was big, but he wasn't an icon yet. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Right.
He's still growing, so you don't know what was going to happen.
I think it was. I think Eddie did it as a favor for Quincy Jones, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how it. I
Probably.
think that's how it had happened.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that story, and I'm a big time Michael Jackson fan.
I mean, I'm pretty sure most people are. I don't think I've ever heard. Okay, actually, no. I take that back. We
One
both,
second.
me and Chancey both know somebody who thinks that the King and Queen of Pop are highly overrated. So he was just saying it on a bracket we did a couple weekends ago. So I mean, yeah, he thinks Madonna and Michael Jackson are highly overrated, but he's a cynical man. But it is what it is. Not everybody's gonna love everything.
Yeah,
There are plenty of artists out there people love them. It's like, what the fuck's the big deal?
right.
Like, but you know, it's life. It's life. I mean, look at Eminem. I kind of look at him and like, what's the big deal?
But
Like,
he is the best rapper of all time, though.
I 100% disagree with that, but I would gladly put Ice Cube up against him. I would gladly put
No,
I gladly put Hop.
I think Ice Cube and NWA, they have better meaning to their stuff, but when it comes down to lyricism, they can't mess with him lyrically as how to write like him. But their subject matters are more deeper and have more substance than Eminem.
I mean, yeah, you're 100% right about that. I mean, I think Hobson could take him for a run for his money, but
Everybody's scared of him. Lyrical people know when somebody's lyrical. Jay-Z and them scared, like when all of them are scared, you know, and then you have somebody that can't rap that good. I'm not saying he can't rap that good. Like the Game want to try to challenge him. No, he can't really do anything with but see, that helps your clout. Just to say you can hang with him. Yep, and the reason why a lot of people, I mean, especially black folks or the hip hop community, discredit Eminem because he's white. For sure.
oh yeah, I mean, I know white people that do the same thing, and there's be like, Eminem's white. He's not good. He can't be the best rapper. Like,
I'll put him on the mic with anybody, and he'll tear the mic up.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still kind of pissed that him and Hobson haven't done a track together. Like, I kind of want to hear I want to hear the two of them collab, like, because I think their flows match each other almost perfectly. So I think they'd be amazing.
It would be cool.
I mean, and I don't know. I feel like Tech Nine could take him for a run for his money too, but
Nah, they already know. Tech Nine will tell you I can't. He'd be scared to get on the track with him. Like a lot of those folks, they're scared because Eminem makes them rewrite their stuff. He go on there and be like, "Oh, I better rewrite this."
yeah.
So when you have that much presence on the track,
Yeah, Busta Rhymes said he had to rewrite his stuff when he did a collab with Eminem like 4 times or something like that, because every time he'd send something out, Eminem sent something back that was 3 times better.
see, like that's he got a pen. Like when the rappers got a pen, you got to watch out for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like the battle that's happening now with Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the pen is winning. Like, at least everybody say the pen is winning. Drake is a hit maker, but Kendrick Lamar is a pen writer. So they like the way he do it. Doesn't mean Drake's ain't bad. It's just the point of he's more popish when Kendrick Lamar is more street. It's like, I'm gonna come street with you. And so people like the pen better. And then nobody want to get with Eminem.
You're not wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not. I mean, Eminem is. I mean, I'm not gonna don't get it wrong. I love his old stuff before he got sober. Once he got sober, I think he started to suck personally. But that's me.
I think
I like
he
his
got
old.
better. I think he got better. It's just because it's me as a rapper. Like, I'm being honest. Like, for him to put 3 and 4 words that don't rhyme and make them rhyme, that's hard to do. And he's great at doing that. So lyrically, that's like, man, how he made that word fit in there when it don't fit. So he make it fit, and you be like, he rhymed though.
I mean, I'm not. I ain't saying shit. I mean, he's definitely was impressive at one point. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of curious since they revealed a couple days ago the name of his new album, "The Death of Slim Shady." Like, I'm kind of curious to see what that's gonna sound like. I'm kind of curious. I mean, the fact that he's killing off, he's got nothing left if he kills off this one. Here he kills off Marshall Mathers. So, I mean, if he kills off Slim Shady, it's a whole nother thing.
I think he's going to get on everybody, and then kill it. This is it. This is the last time I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get on everybody, and Slim Shady is done after this moment. then I'll go and be Eminem the way I'm supposed to be, Marshall Mathers. I think that's what's going. I think that's what he's going to do.
Makes sense. We'll see. Just go scorched earth.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
That's the way I would go out. If I was to go out, I'm getting on everybody. I'm gonna show you I am the rap master. I'm getting on everybody. Just like Melly Mel. It was a shame for Melly Mel to even try.
Oh, I was gonna bring it up. I was gonna not say nothing, but you did.
And he knew it. It's just like, dang. Eminem says like 6 bars. It was just like, I don't need to take mine down. And he felt confident too. I'm gonna get Eminem. He see, that's, you don't never just do that to a lyricist.
I mean, they've all tried. I mean, I'll say the only ones that I think actually succeeded are ICP, but they're the only ones that actually took them down a notch. But
you're biased, sir. You're biased. Get your bias. Check your bias and stop taking the copium, friend. Get over it.
Yes,
get over it.
Never took Eminem.
No.
And that would be the consensus, the worldwide consensus. Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the closest might have been Machine Gun Kelly. That might have been the closest, but it wasn't close. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I would say that's probably I would say that the only reason that I would agree with that is because of the fact that he took as long as he did for the comeback. But when he came back with it, though, it's like, oh, I understand why he did this, because he just basically did a rap version of a thermonuclear device and completely blew Machine Gun Kelly into 2 separate genres of music. Like, get out of this lane and off of the off ramp.
He quit. He quit. and like, see, that's all you got to see. Like, when you look at lyricists like Jay-Z, or everyone, like, they're scared to do tracks with Eminem because even Lil Wayne says he bodied me on that track. They say it. So he don't be understanding why people try to discredit like somebody like a Lil Wayne, who's one of the greatest rappers too. They don't understand why people try to discredit Eminem. But I do, because black people want to keep it black. That is what they want to do. They want to keep it street and black. So they don't. It's like somebody that great, you don't want to give that credit to. That's why Melly Mel came out. That's why he's like, yo, this is street. You ain't street like that. But Detroit is a different type of street than it is in New York. You know what I'm saying? So just because it wasn't New York doesn't mean he couldn't be street. So.
Oh, I mean, don't get me started on Detroit. Don't get me started on Detroit, because I know there's a lot of rappers I love from Detroit. So, but we won't go into that. But Chancey, what album did you want to bring today? Since we'll save one of the best for last.
So as I always do, whenever I get the options for the other choices that have been presented to me, I go to my playlist and then I hit shuffle. Only problem is that when I hit shuffle, it was James Brown, and I had already brought James Brown, the album that it came off of, and I was like, okay, so I hit shuffle one more time, and then it was.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm If not, I'm gonna be pretty damn mad about it. I'm not gonna. I was like,
I'll check the list later tonight, man. Because I'm pretty sure I don't remember you ever bringing James Brown to this shit. But
I know
we'll
we
see.
did the I know we did the bracket for him, but anyway,
No, we didn't. You're thinking of
then I
Stevie
had
Wonder.
to. No, I know I know the Stevie Wonder bracket, but I know
He
we had to have brought. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
he was in the Rolling Stone bracket, but
Well, I know that, but when I hit shuffle again, the popular track from this specific album came up, and I was like, hey, I brought one of these guys. I brought one of their albums before. The common denominator amongst these three albums is that all three of these albums have arguably like the greatest singers on these bands. Between your album, between DPB's album, and this specific album, just the raw talent of the vocalist alone is enough to carry all of it. And that's Mike Patton from Faith No More, and the album is The Real Thing. And I mean, honestly, between first learning about the actual band and then getting into a deep dive about the singer, because he does I can't remember the name of the actual style, but it's a very prominent Spanish band with a full band, full orchestra and everything, and it's really high art kind of thing. And then he'll turn around and then go do Mr. Bungle, which is heavy metal kind of based stuff, and he's got such a wide range of his ability for vocals and stuff. I just you know what, it's an interesting abrasion to the other two entries here. I think I'm going to go with it. What's the worst thing that happens? The worst thing that happens is that nobody likes it. I like it, so that's all that matters to me. I had to make a choice. I made it.
Well, what do you think of Faith No More there, DPB?
Now I like it because to be honest with you, I didn't know no songs off it, but I went forth and listened to it, and I jotted down notes in my top 5. I think one of them could be switched up a little bit, but I have me a top 5 and a honorable mention.
Nice.
All right, nice. There you go. And see, Chancey, the first time you brought Faith No More, the first time, this is the album I was hoping you were bringing, not the one you brought. Because I mean,
hey,
as soon as
I picked the one with my favorite song first. I don't care.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what my list is compared to y'all.
Oh God, I'm sure, but I mean, the song you're talking about that you heard that's a popular song on this album, it was the first song I ever heard from this band back in the early 2000s, and I freaking fell in love with this song. It's so unique. It's rap and rock together. It's just a freaking unique ass. The whole band's unique. I freaking love them. This album I love completely. It's phenomenal. It is. And I mean, yes, you're right. It is a wrench thrown into the freaking radiator between these two other great musical acts. 100% You took the monkey and just threw it the fuck in the middle of the lions. But we'll see what happens. But what are your top 5 there, Chancey?
So I actually have 2 honorable mentions to go along with it. Number 7 was the cover that they did of War Pigs, which I thought was pretty good, considering just the way he sang it. I thought really was better than the way Ozzy sang it. If the only thing I think would have made it better is if they would have brought Tony Iommi in to play the guitar over it. Chef's kiss. Number 6 is Epic, which is the song that everybody knows from this album. And for me, I felt that it would actually kind of be an injustice to actually have it be on the list, because if you put it on the list and it's not number 1, then what are you even doing? So I took it, made it an honorable mention, so that way it can get its flowers. Number 5 for me was Edge of the World. Number 4 was Zombie Eaters. Number 3 was The Real Thing. Number 2 was Surprise You're Dead. And number 1 for me is Falling to Pieces, specifically because again, going back to the other one, going back to the Michael Jackson album, that bass line for Falling to Pieces, that the way that bass player does those hammer-ons on that bass note, it's I mean, anybody that doesn't play bass doesn't really quite understand how difficult that is to actually make it sound that clean and just be like, boo, boo. It's like, what? That man could crack an egg with 2 fingers.
I mean,
And ran.
oh, Chancey. You are gonna be so pissed at me. I swear to God, you're gonna be so pissed at me for this shit. And but I will let our guest, of course, give his top 5 before I get into mine.
Okay. I think I could have put this up there, not an honorable mention, but it was the last song I heard. I'm like, man, I got to put it on there because I like it a lot. But my honorable mention was The Morning After. All right. My number 5 was Real Thing. And you know why I like it? Because it felt like I was watching a movie guitar style. And it kind of, I loved it. It was just like kind of crazy. And then my number 4 was Surprise You're Dead.
Nice.
And it was the direction of the guitar. It was unpredictable and kind of cool. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool how they up there, making the guitar. And it just kept on flowing in different directions. I'm like, I like that. I like that type of stuff like that. All right. My number 3 is Falling to Pieces. I like the music video, the paint going into the guy's mouth. I thought that was cool. How crazy that, to me, I like stuff like that. And then my number 2 is From Out of Nowhere.
Oh yeah.
And then I didn't have no reason
it was
why,
interesting opening.
Yeah, and then my number 1 was Epic. So this is my first time hearing them. So that is mine just based off hearing them.
Well, Jancy, you're gonna be pissing me, but
not really. Hey, I'll give you this one, Jeremy. A pop culture reference for this album. If you ever watch the movie Black Hawk Down, before they take off from the base to go start the mission, Falling to Pieces is playing over the radio.
Okay.
I remember, I
cool.
had recall on that, yes, but it wasn't definitely not something I was gonna bring up because it's not my pop culture genre, but my honorable mention was Underwater Love because that song was kind of trippy as shit, but kind of like not a great song, like it was just kind of trippy. I mean, I didn't love it, but it was trippy. My number 5 was Falling to Pieces because I love the way he sings in that, and I love the way that the guitar is. Number 4 was Zombie Eaters because that was just the name alone was just fucking hilarious. And number 3 is definitely Woodpeckers from Mars because that's just fucking that. Like I was already laughing at the freaking name before I heard the song, and then I freaking hear the song. And I'm like, oh my god, this is actually fucking amazing. Like this is actually an amazing song. I'm like, damn, Woodpeckers from Mars. But I mean, my number 2 was the cover of War Pigs because I was gonna say I think that they do it a little bit better than Black Sabbath did.
Not Black Sabbath, just Ozzy.
Yeah, I think the guitar's a little better too, but it's a little crisper. But maybe that's my opinion.
But that's actually kind of the thing, though. I mean, the reason it's as gritty as it is because the guy in Black Sabbath is missing the tips of 2 of his fingers, and he like melted plastic and put leather over it, so it's going to make it sound a lot more gritty than what it is. Which I get what you're saying. It does. It's a lot crisp. It's a more clean sound. But I think that what would have complemented it would have been the guitar, the gritty guitar with Mike Patton's like ultra clean vocals. Because I mean, he hits all the same notes that Ozzy hits, but he doesn't have that bit of gravel to his like the tone that Ozzy has when he sings it. I just thought it would have been epic. I feel the same. I feel the same way about Holy Diver. If you could get Killswitch Engage's instrumentals and then Ronnie James Dio's vocals.
Yeah, I agree with that shit. I agree with that shit completely. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. I mean, kind of like Demon and Wizard's Immigrant Song too. So, same thing. But
I mean, I'll let you have it, but I I vehemently disagree.
Some things I say just to get a rant out, Chancey. It's the way it goes.
I'm not gonna give you what you want. That's not like that. It was close. I'm not gonna lie. It was close. We got company. I'm keeping it. I'm okay.
Motherfucker, I'm married. I'm used to it being close but not getting what I want. So, but, and of course, my number one, of course, had to be the first Faith No More song I ever fucking heard on the Monsters of Rock Volume 2 compilation album that I got in the 2000s. Epic.
So
I used to know that.
one.
I used to know that song word for word in high school. I used to freaking be able to like sing along that shit in my car, rap along to the rap parts. Like, it's such a strange song. And the fact they put it on a Monsters of Rock compilation, I was like, is this even rock? Like, really? Like, it's
Yeah.
not.
Oh yeah. It's definitely
Dude,
rock.
dude, they were putting it on the fucking CD with like the one to be with you by Mr. Big with like freaking
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but
like Round
like
and Round by Rat. Like, come on.
also another thing, and DPB can actually attest to this as well. That the video for Epic is actually what made Faith No More like the poster child for MTV.
Yeah, it sure was. And
That's a crazy video.
I like it because it's like Beastie Boyish too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like a Beastie Boy type of vibe.
Almost
I
kind of
mean,
like
yeah.
Sabotage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like freaking Anthrax and Run DMC together, kind of, but
I think you mean Public Enemy.
Public Enemy, yeah.
Yeah.
Run DMC and Aerosmith. That's what I'm thinking of too. But yeah, right. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. I'm like. I know they both have done collaborations. I know I fuck up.
You finally, yeah, no, you got it right the second time. It's just when you first said Anthrax and Run DMC, I was like, what? I don't know that song, man. I don't know that one.
Imagine how good that would have been, though.
That's funny.
I mean, Public Enemy. That's what I meant. How could I forget my boy Flavor Flav, one of my favorite TV personalities of the 2000s? But, I think it's time, Chancey, though, since we all talked about your CD, it's time to bring it back to the only other competitor who, in my mind, could actually go against Mr. Michael Jackson himself. And as soon as I saw that he wanted to bring Thriller, I kind of knew who I wanted to bring. Cause I'm like, yeah, there's not going to be anybody else I can bring that's going to even come close to Michael Jackson. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, I can't bring Purple Rain. Someone already brought that in the show before. But let's bring my second favorite CD that he ever did. Let's bring fucking 1999. It came out the same year as Thriller. So fuck yeah. I'm like, it works on all my accounts of how I usually do my picking. So I'm like, screw it. I'm like, I gotta bring the sex god himself. I gotta bring Prince.
That's funny.
He's motherfucking sex god to every gender. So I gotta bring him in. And the fact that one of my top 5 favorite songs is on this CD. So I mean, come on, I had to bring it. But of all Prince's songs, not just the CD, but DPB, what did you think of 1999?
I had to go and listen to it again. Because you know, when you're a Michael Jackson fan, you have it's all about the competition back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You have your Prince fans and you have your Michael Jackson fans. But you know, as you grow older, you end up learning to like Prince. But what y'all might not know, I was in a group called DOC, which Des Dickerson was the CEO of the label for us. So I know Des Dickerson personally.
That's what's up.
It was cool to see him in the video, like, look at Des. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching the videos. But if I went from, all right, here go my 2 honorable mentions for that album. Free. I don't know. I just, I try to go more popular with it when for my top 5. and Something in the Water.
Mm.
All right. So those are my honorable mentions. And here go my number 5 is Delirious. My
Yeah.
number 4 is Lady Cab Driver.
Yeah. I'll get to that when I get to my top 5. Don't get me wrong. I'll get to that one on my top 5 first. That's a newfound glory in that shit.
And my number 3 is Automatic.
Mm.
My number 2 is 1999.
Mm.
And my number 1 is Little Red Corvette.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
Come
god.
on,
yeah.
Am I close to somebody's order?
All right.
I mean, we matched on the top 2. I mean,
all right, cool.
We did match at the top. We matched. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. We didn't match at all. Fuck it. Honorable mentions got close. Honorable mentions got close. But fucking Chancey, I'll get my top 5 first. I know you love Prince, so I'll let you go into your full love and devotion after this. But my first honorable mention was Free. I never heard that one. I never heard that song before, and it was actually really good. And Delirious was my number 6. I mean, I love Delirious. I've heard it before, but it was already in my Spotify like songs list. But it's just not as good as the other 5 songs on my list. My number 5 was Let's Pretend We're Married. I love that fucking song for some reason. I don't know why. I love that song. I mean, my number 4 is 1999 because I like 1999, but I never knew that was Prince until like a year ago. I thought it was like a. Shut up, Jansen.
This is what I have to live with. This is what I have to work with here. I need a support group. I'm just saying.
That's terrible right there, man.
No, I thought 1999 was like a Madonna or like some female performer song because of the voice. Like I never knew it was Prince. I never really knew who Prince was like fully. I knew of him because of different pop culture references, but I never really like got into him at that point. So I know
what the next ones are to top 1999.
I know, right?
Oh, that's pretty easy because my number 3 is DMSR because that was a newfound one I freaking love. That's an amazing song. The hell is it? Dance, music, sex, romance. Like that freaking song's incredible. Number 2 is Little Red Corvette because that's one of the best songs Prince ever did. Like that's just the guitar in that song with the high screech. Like when he gets to the chorus, it's just fucking incredible.
What do you have at number 1? Oh my goodness! I want to see what your number 1 is.
my number 1 is Lady Cab Driver. I never heard Lady Cab Driver before this listen through of 1999, and it is one of the most unique, beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life, and it's just it's Prince. It's so Prince, but it's just the guitar, especially at the end when the guitar and drums really kick in, like it's oh my god, like fucking phenomenal. I was blasting that shit in my stereo on the way home from work last night, like blasting that shit.
That's funny.
Like it's
88 episodes I've had to deal with this. 88. 105 years and he still doesn't know my name. Like, oh my goodness.
What's wrong, T?
Are you done yet? Can this be over? Oh my god. That was atrocious.
Oh, you love it. You love it. I'm sorry. I'm not giving 99. It's not 1999. Is not the best song on that album. I mean, it's not.
I mean, it's the title track, but okay, that's fine. You know,
so
that's cool.
The title track don't mean shit on a lot of albums.
Okay.
Thriller's not the best. I'm pretty sure not one person here had Thriller as the number 1 song on Thriller. Just saying.
No, but that's one in a myriad of other album releases with title songs that were some of their most known stuff from other bands. But I'm so used to this after 88 episodes. It's just like, you know what? If I could, this is me virtually just patting you on top of the head. There.
I got something better you could pat, but go ahead. Give us what you think of Prince.
All right, so it's funny because DPB was talking about how
Uh,
everybody was either in the Michael camp or the Prince camp, and then as he grew up, as he got older, he was able to appreciate Prince more. I was more in the opposite end. Like I liked Prince,
Right.
and I still liked Michael Jackson though. I was born in '85, so like by the time I was able to really take them in, there was enough of both of their stuff that like I was able to be like, oh, this is all just great and awesome. Like I wasn't even aware of the rivalry until like I was well into my teenage years, and I was like, how did Prince not take this one in the bag? But but so for me, I only went with the top five because I figured on any honorable mentions, just kind of beating a dead horse, really, because
Yeah.
it's Prince. The guy played 26 instruments. That was my main.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my god, Prince can play 26 instruments, and then that was my selling point for the guy. Just like, oh my goodness, he's a great singer. He's a great lyricist. He plays like the majority of the instruments if he has to.
Yeah.
But like, my number five was DMSR. My number four was actually Delirious. Number three was International Lover. Number two was 1999, and number one was Little Red Corvette. And honestly, number one and number two really could have just been interchangeable for me. Number one was number one for Little Red Corvette because it was one of the first Prince songs that I had ever heard, and it was one that my dad and I always used to listen to. So like that nostalgia factor just kicked it up just a little bit over that lip. Just they'll just put that on the number one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's honestly when I saw the choices for these albums for this week, I was like, oh, this is great. Not only do I not have to research any of the other albums, the only one I had to listen to was my choice.
why
like,
would
oh,
you
that-
not? Why would you
Why
not
what?
want to throw? Why would you not want to throw Michael Jackson and Prince on for fucking shits and giggles, dude?
Because it's on my random list. Like I listen to it every day.
It's on my random list too. It doesn't mean it comes up every day. I'm lucky if it comes up like it's funny because I'll go weeks without hearing a Prince song, and then all of a sudden the same day, the same ride to work, there'll be like six of them, like in a row. Like I can't explain how Spotify does random, but
I
really can't.
I have like musical ADD because I'll get to part the way through a song and just be like blop 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 blop. So I'm always skipping over and getting to something. Then it's like, oh, 1999. Okay, I'll listen to this for a while. Dee, dee, dee. Like yeah.
That's how
I
I
mean,
do.
the only way the only way that 1999 could have been a little better is if they had Darling Nikki on it. I'm just saying. But I love that fucking song. Dude. That's my number one Prince
Purple
song of all
Rain is a
time.
whole nother beast, though.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole.
Trust me, I love Purple Rain. It was like literally we had a guest bring it on, and she's a music podcaster who runs a very serious music show, and we're just like, what the fuck do we bring up against Purple Rain? Like I think we ended up going with like I went with Iron Maiden. I forget who you went with, but it was like I'm like, who do I bring up against fucking Purple Rain? Like we almost brought three Prince albums because it's like who else can go against Prince but Prince? It's hard sometimes, but well,
I
uses of the
think I
world.
could put Bad. I think I would put Michael Jackson's Bad up against it
Mm,
because he
I
has
mean,
some big song. He has some big songs on that.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
valid
I mean-
statement.
yeah, I mean, it's but one of us could have. I honestly don't remember what you brought, Chancey.
I
feel
don't
like
remember
Van Halen.
either.
I feel like Van Halen for some reason, but I could be
Actually,
wrong.
I think I'm almost certain that's right. I think it was 1984 because you were talking about how you heard Panama for the first time on Superbad, and I just lost my shit because
that was on a bracket, I'm pretty sure, but yeah.
no, I'm pretty sure that was on that episode because I'm pretty sure wasn't
Oh, you're right.
wasn't it the Music Junkie podcast from Canada?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was, yeah.
I brought Van Halen for sure.
All right. I thought so, but I thought I could be wrong. But yeah, well, we will see what comes up next week. All the musicians of the world out there. We want to thank DPB for being on. I'm saying that in my head every fucking time to make sure I don't say DDP because I don't. It's just I grew up saying DDP when I was watching wrestling back in the day, and like that's what stuck in my head always. Diamond Dallas motherfucking Page, but But
That's
tell
funny.
them, DPB, where can people find you? Where can they find your music? Anything you're doing? Like, go ahead and promote yourself to the fullest.
All right. As y'all know, as we're speaking, my song Undefeated's been #1 for 4 weeks now on the adult contemporary top 40 charts. And that's kind of cool.
Ooh.
So yeah, and we got to look me up, everything World of DPB. Everything. Instagram World of DPB, Facebook World of DPB. You can go online, worldofdpb.com, YouTube World of DPB. So it's simple. Ain't nothing, you ain't gotta do all the other stuff. Just if you remember World of DPB, one word, you get to everything that it is from TikTok to Twitter, all that. So that's that. And got it. Right now there's a new song out called I Feel So Good Today, Happy Mix. It's rising up on the charts just as fast as Undefeated is still maintaining. I was just looking at some of the specs that our management, Mr. Stover done sent me, and it was just like, man, we doing some good stuff. Like right now, I think we went up, I think 47 on the Billboard media base charts or something like that, number 97 when we was 130 something, 134 before. So like we're 97 now. He's like, man, it went up that much. That's crazy. So some big things. I think y'all seeing a star in the making.
You know, one of those like it's like a 10-year overnight success. You know,
It's not, but hey, it don't matter.
that's how it always is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hey,
That's how it always happens, though.
Time. I've been doing this for a long
Oh
time.
yeah.
So to get here, it's worth the wait. Long as you get here, there's a lot of people that never even come close to it, and wish
Exactly.
and wish. That's why they try to do American Idol. That's why they try to do it. Like, hey, if it don't work the other way, let me try it and sing live in front of people. Hopefully, I can get discovered. But I'm just thankful, man. I mean, it's on the Christian chart number 3, on the top 40. It's number 6. So it's like
nice.
It's like it's crazy on the national hits radio, and I'm like, man. Okay, what's next? Like, I don't even know what's next. I don't even know how to act because I know it's new. It's new, so I don't even know what's going to come about it. But I know something great is because it's new for me. You know.
Well,
I would say act like you knew it was going to happen the whole time.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, you know.
You heard him, folks. World of DPB on everything. Please don't leave out that last B, otherwise you might find something that your parents don't want you looking at. But just saying.
Jesus Christ.
Just saying. I was typing out the website earlier on, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, you know, if I don't hit this last letter, I'm gonna go back to my fucking teenage years here. I think. But
David Peanut Butter. You'll never forget it. World of DPB. David Peanut Butter.
Oh my god, there's so many. But pleasure having you on, brother. It's been a fun freaking show. It really has. And
awesome. Y'all good
Chance,
people, man. Appreciate y'all.
We appreciate it, man. And Chancey, where could they find you besides dancing in Michael Jackson's Bad video?
Well, you know, Instagram and TikTok, it's the Red Eye Roundtable. On X, it's Red Eye Table. And, you know, here, 88 episodes, dealing with the same thing all the time.
You love it. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here. But
I'm a masochist. I'm a glutton for punishment. That's what it is.
Well, strap up, buddy. But, yes, you can find both your muses, of course, on Facebook as the Uncensored, Untamed, and Unapologetic UQ Podcast Collective. You can find us on X and the Gram as at Juggalo Bastard. You can find us on TikTok as at Juggalo Bastard Podcast until the U.S. kicks TikTok out of the fucking country. And you can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings, where we're streaming now live. And of course, we're proud members of Parapost Network, where we are now officially back streaming on Facebook on that because issues got fixed finally a little bit. It's still temperamental. And we also are always a proud member of the Blind Knowledge Network. Because, you know, All knowledge was blind. Until Eminem.
Until Jeremy got a clue.
Still don't have that, but we're working on it. We're working on it. I need to get me a blue. But we'll thank DPB for coming on one last time, and
Yeah.
good night, good night, musers. We'll see you this Saturday at Rolling Stone's Top 500 Songs bracket, part 12. Yes, part 12. I think. Right? Yeah. Okay. 12.
Yes, 12.
It's been 12 fucking parts, dude. I lose fucking count of the numbers. But we will see you then.
They're in
It's been a lot-
order. It's sequential. You know, you got
It's
one
been a
and
lot
then
of
two.
It's been a lot of months, dude. My God.